Are multiple offers back in the marketplace here in the beginning of 23 when we're supposed to be in this huge real estate crash? We have boots on the ground, and what we're seeing is that we have a lot of people writing offers, and a lot of these properties that we're writing offers on have multiple offers on them. And I'm not talking just 1 and 2 offers. We've seen several in the last couple of weeks that have seen 7, 8, 9 offers, all very competitive. So let me talk about that versus what the news is talking about, why there's a difference, but also why multiple offers now are different than they were last year and the year before. And if you don't know who I am, my name is Christian. I am a team leader and co-founder here at the SB Luxury Group. So I put these videos together and these blog posts to make sure that we have an idea of what's actually going on in the market in real time. So let's go into this number 1. So multiple offers back into the market. I'm going to explain really 2 different scenarios of what we're seeing happening. Number 1, the philosophy of buy the dip, not the bottom. We all know we cannot time the market. And if you've been following these updates, or if you've looked at data of what has really been happening in the market, 2022, so last year, was a year of insane appreciation in the first half of the year, and then rapid depreciation the second half of the year. Now, what will end up happening when we look back on 2022 in the future will be a year of no appreciation. So pricing at the beginning of the year was almost exactly the same as pricing at the end of the year. There was just a roller coaster ride in the middle. So here is my point of buy the dip, not the bottom, is there are plenty of people out there that just want to, when prices hit rock bottom, that's when I'm gonna buy. The problem is, you're not gonna know rock bottom until it's about 6 months too late. And prices have typically risen by then. Once you hit rock bottom, the next logical thing is for prices to increase in the market to accelerate. So the question is this the bottom, or was last couple of months the bottom, or is there more to fall? If we're talking about investing in the stock market, for example, there is this thing called dollar cost averaging. And if you're not familiar, what that means is, let's say every month you're gonna invest your money, as opposed to throwing a huge lump sum when you think you're buying at the bottom and then it drops more, or you buy at the absolute top and then it drops. The idea is you're gonna invest the same amount or roughly the same amount every single month. That way, as the market is trending down, you're buying a lower and lower and lower price. And as the market is going up, you're buying at more expensive prices while everything rises. The idea here is, from an investing standpoint in the stock market, that is 100 times safer than trying to time the market. So why do we do it in real estate? Well, because it's one big purchase. You're not able to buy real estate in $500 increments like you can in the stock market. And we're a lot more emotionally tied to real estate oftentimes than we are the stock market. So that's why it is difficult to think of your real estate purchase as you don't need to buy at the absolute rock bottom, but it's always better if you can buy in a dip. Okay, now let's pivot to the second point that I want to talk about, which is now at the beginning of 23, is this the last time to get a good deal for a while? Or is the market about to crash? Now, it depends, first of all, on what you think is going to happen in the overall economy. Let's talk about the market crashing. So 1 year, prices dropped by 20%. So from July or June of 22 to December, prices did drop about 20% in the Southern California market. It's different all over the country, but we did see about 20% price decreases from the absolute peak, which was June, July. So did the real estate market already crash? There's a lot of people that we're talking to right now that are waiting for the market to crash again, or more. And it's interesting because what we saw was rapid appreciation in the first half of the year, followed by rapid depreciation as rates increased. And we've been flat for the last, let's call it 3 months. We've seen a really flat market. Demand is about the same, a little bit lower. Supply is actually lower. So we didn't see a ton of homes come on the market that would have probably lowered prices as well. We actually saw rates improve. So a lot of the things are pointing towards flat. There's very little pointing towards a 20 or 30% additional decline from where we're at now. But I can also see where people are thinking about the overall greater economy, and maybe unemployment's a huge question mark, and maybe there's some other huge event that we see that we aren't seeing, and that dramatically affects housing prices. There's a lot of people thinking that right now is the time to buy. There's a lot of people talking about the market's going to crash and we should wait. What I'm hearing a lot of is of the wealthiest people, they're offloading some assets that are going to continue to depreciate, but they're buying things that appreciate over time in cash cash flow. So it's really interesting to see some of these people going in development opportunities, buying properties. We saw Chase bought $1 billion in real estate. We saw another hedge fund pledge about $50 billion in real estate. This is an enormous time to buy for a lot of investors, and they're out there buying, writing offers, and going and looking for opportunities right now. I'm talking to a ton of investors. If we look at projections as far as what is supposed to happen this year, Ivy Zelman, who is a real estate economist, that is projecting for prices to drop this year. I think her last projection was 5 to 6% depreciation nationwide. So if you looked at $1 million house today, next year, it might be worth $950. So you tell me, is that 5% drop worth waiting? I'm not sure. Ivy Zelman knows what she's talking about, and she's projecting a little bit lower prices in 23. Everybody else that we've looked at, this is the National Association of Realtors. Take that for what it's worth. Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac, all the banks and a lot of the major real estate economists are actually projecting we're gonna have a pretty flat, maybe a little bit of appreciation. And if you average all those out, it's about a 1 or 2% appreciation for this year. So here's the question, is when rates come down, I think there's gonna be a slew of buyers back to the market. We're gonna see a heavy demand market. So let's go back to the original topic for this conversation, is are multiple offers back? Well, yeah, if a property looks good and is priced right, you can get multiple offers. Now here's the kicker to this. Multiple offers, we're all scarred from the last 2 years where when we hear multiple offers, we think, oh my gosh, I'm gonna have to pay 100 grand over asking price and give my kidney to get my offer accepted. That's not necessarily true. We wrote an offer this last weekend with a client, and unfortunately we probably lost it by $2,000, maybe $3,000, $4,000, but it was to a cash offer, and we were only about $5,000 above the asking price. There was 8 offers all right at around the asking price, and terms is what dictated the deal more than anything. Now my client's prepared moving forward, doing exactly what we're getting into if we see more multiple offer situations. Here's my advice, is regardless of what you think is going to go on in the market, keep a pulse on it. Don't try to buy the bottom, buy the dip. Figure out what you think is right for you and your family, or if you're an investor, if you're thinking the market's going to crash, what I'd like for you to do, shoot me a message, shoot me a DM. I always want to see what everybody else is thinking. I would love to hear your perspective of what you have, what you see going on. If you want to do that, let me know. Anyway, thanks for watching. I appreciate it. I like everybody's input on this. So shoot me a message, and if you want to talk about your situation, as always, just reach out. Thanks for watching. Bye.